going to learn about the Cartesian coordinate system, Hellier College math students. Now, I expect that you'll be familiar with this. It's the number plane where we have an x-axis and a y-axis. So the x values are measured along the horizontal axis and y values along the vertical axis. So if we have a particular x value somewhere along here and a particular y value somewhere along here, they meet up at a point on the plane, which we call a coordinate point. Now, who came up with this system? Well, it was someone very famous, Rene Descartes, hence the Cartesian coordinate system. So you may have heard his quote, "I think, therefore I am." In addition to being a mathematician, Descartes was also a philosopher. So "I think, therefore I am" is a quote that comes more from his philosophical side, whereas the Cartesian coordinate system is perhaps more from his mathematical side and one of his mathematical accomplishments. Apart from that, he was also the first to use x and y in algebra. So you're probably developing a dislike for Descartes at this point, but don't hold that against him. Those using x and y in algebra is very useful. So, how did he come up with the Cartesian coordinate system? Well, whatever the truth, the story that I've been told is that Descartes, as a child, was frequently ill, and so he spent a lot of time lying in bed staring at the ceiling. So imagine this is Rene Descartes' bedroom ceiling. Now one day he saw a fly crawling on the ceiling. And Descartes thought to himself, I wonder how I could describe to somebody the position of this fly on the ceiling if they weren't in the room with me. And he thought, well, I could tell them that the bottom left-hand corner of the ceiling is a reference point, and that's 0, 0. And horizontally from there, the fly might be 50 centimeters one way and 45 centimeters vertically from that point. And I could tell them 50 horizontal, 45 vertical, and they could picture this coordinate position on the ceiling. Well, whatever the truth of the matter, whether this story is true or not, the Cartesian coordinate system is extremely useful, and we're going to study it. Now, as I said before, I'm sure you guys are somewhat familiar with the Cartesian coordinate system, so you might want to try this before I do it and fill in these coordinate points. Then I'll have a go at it. Okay, so point A. So along the x-axis here we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, and then vertically we are at 1, 2. So we're up 2 and across 8. So the horizontal number always comes first, followed by the vertical, the x followed by the y. And there is our first coordinate point. 8, 2. So the next one, B, is in the negatives. That's at -1 -3. Point C, we've got +5 for x, but the y coordinate point, or the y coordinate will be negative. That's going to be -7. So remember that if the point is down this way for x, that'll be negative x's, and down this way we're going to get negative y's. Okay, let's add these points onto this. So I'll get rid of all this writing. So point D at -3, 6. So x, 1, 2, -1, 2, 3, and 6 for y up here. So they line up there. There is point D. Point E is at 8 and -1. That is right here. And point F, -5, -1. That is right here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do some work with Cartesian coordinates. So have a look in the description for the video for the questions.